Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another StarCraft commentary. And today we have a game between Hyuk and Snow. Snow. It's not quite the same. Hyuk versus Snow. This is a game from 2010. It's gonna be on the map Judgment Day. And this is gonna be a fun game here, I think. It should be a good matchup, and somebody call Cholera because Hyuk is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back! And this is a fun match because it's also a preview, sort of-ish, of their ASL match tomorrow, about 15 hours from when this is being recorded. These guys are actually going to be playing in 2021 against each other in Group C of this season of ASL, ASL Season 12. And so it's kind of just funny to be able to go back 11 years and find another game where both of these two players are playing against each other. And actually, they may have played against each other more than once. I don't remember. But it's just kind of fun that we could do this. So here's Hyuk versus Snow. And I doubt they're even going to remember this game when they're playing against each other tomorrow. It's not like it's a rivalry or anything like that. But it's just fun that we can kind of go back in time and see these two players play against each other. And of course, there's going to be in much different form when they're playing tomorrow. Pool first, by the way, for Hyuk, interestingly enough. Let's just take a real quick look at this map because it is a weird one. So it's you kind of have to see what the construction of it is to know what's going on. So here's Judgment Day. So you can see that there's the spawns in the corners, and this is one of those maps where there's like a choke point that leads into your whole region, which has three bases, right? So pretty good. Who's that? Oh, it's just kid in the audience. Okay. Pretty good situation, I think, for the Zerg to be able to secure it. Now we've seen a lot of games in the old days on those maps on, I forget the name of the map, that has this similar situation, but it only had two bases. And so the Zergs had to build their third hatchery in a funky, or their second hatchery in a funky location to defend themselves. And on this map, it's a little bit easier to take your third as a result because of it. So it's a little bit better. You don't have to lose, you don't have to invest so much in a defensive line that's not necessarily going to help your bottom line. Anyway, so whoa, this is interesting. So Snow has come on in here. He's scouted the pool, and he's actually gone for Nexus after Forge, and he's gonna get a cannon down after that. Just basically, I mean, like, even though it's pool first, normally you would say, okay, well, it's pool first, so you have to be a little bit cautious. You have to get a cannon before you get your Nexus. But they're cross positions, and this is such it's such a broad map that it's actually gonna take a while for those Lings to get over his base. So he's actually pretty safe getting the Nexus down. And it was gonna try and he's gonna try and prevent this third base. Is he gonna do it? No, he's not for very long because the Zerglings are now out chasing around and what have you. It's very smart getting a few probes there. If there was a run by, it would be very easy for him to just run Lings by those cannons and do a ton of damage. Just having Lings running around, killing probes and attacking buildings and stuff. It's really hyper annoying, so it's good. You want to block that and make sure it doesn't happen. Real quick, just an interesting note here. So if we go back to 2010, which this game is being played in, Hyuk is actually, I would say, the better player here. Both are players that are solid, high-level players. They're key members of their team for the Team League, which is why they're actually being put out here in the Team League. In fact, this is a Team League game from the Pro League. They're really some of the best players on their team, to be honest. Snow, maybe not quite as much, but Hyuk is actually a very, very solid Zerg player. Even though, you know, we get to make fun of him because his name is a little bit funny. Anyways, so yeah, like back in 2010, I would say Hyuk has the advantage here, and that's interesting. He's got the core there. I wonder if those buildings block the Nexus at that third base, because you can see the choke point is at that third. If he wants to get that third eventually, he's not going to necessarily want to get that third anytime super soon, though, necessarily. Oh, that probe was like, it looked like that probe was running away, but it ran into a wall, like as if it didn't know the wall was there. Wait, what did this go? Ah! That's what the probe said. It was confused by the wall and then got mobbed by Zerglings while it was being confused. So anyway, fast forward to 2021, and things are reversed, where Snow is actually one of the best Protoss players in the world right now, And Hyuk is kind of just trying to make a comeback. Snow has been to the round of 8 of ASLs and KSLs a lot recently in recent years. Actually, he won a tournament. What was it called? I don't know if I can look it up very quickly. I had it up a minute ago, but now I've lost it. Yeah, the Sen Pao Star League Spring Cup was in February. He beat Light 5-1 in the finals there, which is a pretty significant accomplishment. It was a little bit smaller tournament. He only had to beat 3 Korean players to win that. So not as strenuous of a tournament, but still was a win. So Snow definitely considered to be one of the top Protoss players, where Hyuk, he was a round of 8er in 2010. He was a solid player that came close to getting pretty high up in the Star Leagues in 2010, but in 2021 he has not been performing. He's only been in some of the earlier stages of only 1 or 2 major tournaments recently, and so you know, Hyuk is trying to make a comeback here. It's his first first time in the group stage in a little while, and if he can get out of the group stage, it'll be a significant accomplishment for him to get into the round of 16 of the ASL. So anyway, just kind of a funny situation there. He's got a Dragoon in the front. Why has he got the Dragoon in the front? I guess because it's fatter, so it blocks that gap a little bit more. Corsair's now running around, of course, checking out what's going on all over everywhere. The Spire is up, so he's like, oh, there's a Spire. There's gonna be Scourge here. I better get out. Get out of here. And you can see that third base is right near that choke point, and so he can actually do some just really nice Sim City to block off that third and protect himself. I wonder if Snow actually will take a third, because on this map it's just like he's already got the defenses there. It's like a free third base. But I think I'll probably take it before too long. I think it's too much of an investment to take that third base too early. But yeah, are his buildings? He must have mapped it out. He knows this. He prepared for this match. He knows exactly. He prepared this build. He knows where to place his buildings so he can still fit in a Nexus. I'm sure of it. So it looks like he probably will be able to get that Nexus down there. And that probe was kind of sneaking over there, thinking about it. Yeah, so he does get the third down pretty quickly. And getting an Archon out as soon as he gets the Templar Archives down, getting a couple Templar and just making Archon immediately, so he has some sort of defense against you know, pack of Mutalisks. So this is interesting. He's pushing out here with a little squad, just like a little hero squad here, a couple Zealots and a Dragoon, and the Archon is kind of like the babysitter to make sure that they don't just die to some Mutalisks real quick. But he's not making Mutalisks. Hyuk is making the Hydralisks instead, and that's going to be much more effective against this Archon for sure. But you know, basically, Hyuk has been pretty active with the Scourge, and so Snow hasn't been able to really keep scouting with Corsairs. He doesn't know the information. He doesn't know what's going on, so he actually doesn't. He's getting a 4th base. What the heck? The Protoss is getting a 4th base when the Zerg is still on 3 bases. This is kind of crazy. Like, Snow, why? Why do you need the 4th base? He's gone mad with power. He just feels like he can't be destroyed right now because Hyuk has been powering up and he's got his front door all set up and everything like that. There's no Mutalisks, so he's like, I don't care. I'll do whatever I want. I'll just make another base. But he might pay for it right now. Some Zerg units are trying to track down this little squad, and it's being forced to run away. Looks like he's going to be able to get out below there. Wow, Lurker's being made right now in the front of Hyuk's base as well. So Hyuk really powering off these 3 bases, and actually, just as I say that, I noticed he has put down a 4th base at the sort of 12 o'clock position, a little bit inside of the map. And wow, Snow's Snow's putting down more gateways now. He's really starting to power up, but I'm really just kind of puzzled by that 4th base. I don't think he quite really needed it, but he might as well take it, I guess. It's in a weird spot too. It's in the natural expansion of one of the other spawn points, but not the natural expansion that would hold a choke so he could get the other 2 bases. So maybe he's actually depending on it being in a stupid spot to not be spotted, basically, where it'd be tactically more advantageous to take the other spot and have that nexus and any pylons and defenses for that base defend ground attacks for other bases that he could take potentially in the future. But I really think he's just, I mean, 4 bases is enough right now, right? We're not even 10 minutes into the game. He's got 4 bases up, so it's like, at this point, he's just got to make units. Like, he's just got this tiny little squad running around the middle of the map, trying not to die. And he needs some forces, I think. He probably has made some High Templar, I think, in the background. Hopefully he's got Psystorm available. Otherwise, he's going to be in a big trouble. Well, there's a second Archon, actually. So maybe he doesn't have High Templar chilling in the back here, but he needs... Okay, there's their High Templar. What are they doing? Okay, they're going... I thought they were rallied out front or something like that. Sorry, that was probably obnoxious. I freaked out there for a second. I thought the Templars were, like, rallied out into the middle and they were about to go just run into the forces, but they were just... They'd been sent to storm the enemy, and that's why they were doing it, so... It's a very valid answer to the question of, what are you doing? Is, well, bro, I'm going out to storm the Hydralisks. Oh. Okay, bro. Okay. But that means he's got 1 storm down, which didn't accomplish much. Another storm in the bank from that other Templar, but he's not going to have a lot of storms available right now, so he's in, I feel like Snow has to play a little bit defensively in here, just because, look at Hyuk's army. It's got all kinds of stuff all over the place. And now, okay, so now we've got all these bases coming online with oh, I didn't realize it was mineral only at that third, by the way. That's interesting. So that might be why he's taking that left side base. Is he gonna take another base? You're a madman, Snow. He's playing Sauron Protoss or something going on here. He's gotten 8 or 9 gateways up now, and so he's gonna start powering out a ton of units. He's just basically yeah, you can see just since the last time we checked, he's got a bunch more dragoons. Oh, that poor kid. Anyway, he's got a bunch more dragoons, and so now he's going to be able to start powering up a huge amount of stuff. I actually feel like Snow has probably got control of this game now, because Hyuk probably had maybe a chance to go and punish him. I think going for air might have been the right move, because Snow never got that many Corsairs. And look at this. So Hyuk is shutting down the 4th base, or so he thinks. He doesn't know that there's a hidden 4th on the left side of the map. He thinks it's 3 base and he's up by 1 with 4 bases, and he doesn't know that there's a whole 4th base going on the left side of the map. And that's a huge advantage for Snow, because Snow's just got so much money coming in. He just, you know, that's what you need to do. Is that's like part of the main point of StarCraft. The tactics is like you use a little amount of forces to protect yourself, getting a good economy, so you can get a lot amount of forces later. And that's exactly what Snow's done. He's used very, very few forces. Remember, he had like 1 gateway. He had like a couple zealots, a dragoon, and an archon, just running around trying to dominate the whole map. And he made you know, 4 bases off of like 1 gateway or 2 gateways or something like that. And now all those bases are online. And he's got tons of gateways now, and he's just pumping units out. If we saw a supply count, we'd probably see it really soaring at this point. So Snow seems to be in good shape. He does have a couple High Templar here. It looks like he's been making Archons, so he doesn't have a ton of them. But I mean, Hyuk's not out of it yet. I think he's at a disadvantage here, but he's not out of it yet. He can still pull something off here. I just feel like Snow has the snowball going on right now. His army is starting to really turn from a snowball into a snowman torso, and it's gonna be a snowman bottom part soon, because that's the biggest part on a snowman, and that's kind of the only thing I can think of that is a snowball thing. That's anyway. Nice storms blanketing a lot of units coming in here. He gets a lot of damage on the lurkers burrowing next to each other, so he can actually finish them off as well. But there are a ton of Hydralisks coming in from the north. He doesn't have enough storms. This is what I was worried about. He's making the Archons instead of keeping the High Templars. So he doesn't actually have a lot of storms to spare, and so the huge amount of units is actually going to swoop in, and he's actually going to completely demolish this group. And Snow can't get into his door. It's too small of an area to fit. He's forced to fight outside of it. He is getting reinforcements coming out of there, and some High Templars getting in there. The reinforcement High Templar is able to get some storms down and probably save Snow for the moment. But you can see Hyuk pushing out with a lot of forces down here as well. Actually, some of the Hydralisks are still in play. He's targeting down the cannon there instead of the High Templar, and so the High Templar do pull off a storm and force them back. Hyuk is just making so many units, though. I'm actually pretty surprised here that Hyuk on 4 bases with less drones is able to compete with 5 base Protoss now. Of course, that 5th base just getting up recently, but still. But he has the Hive Tech as well, which we've seen kind of slowly, and now he's actually finally starting to put it to use. We haven't seen any Hive Tech units really until now, but here we have the Defilers, and is he going to bypass the natural and go for the 5th base, which is in the 4th base spot at the bottom of the map? Looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to go to put down 1 swarm. There's no storms here, no reavers or anything like that. 1 dark storm is all it's going to take for these Starks. And he's going to get a second one too, just to make sure. But those Zerglings are going to completely obliterate that base, while the rest of the army deals with the natural expansion. Well, I guess it's kind of a 3rd / natural. So a lot of battling going on here. More storms going down are going to save Hyuk from losing that again, but I'm sorry, Snow from losing it again. But again, he's lost that 4th base, and if Hyuk knew that base was on the left side of the map, it'd be so easy to send a little squad of Zerglings and 1 Defiler over there and just obliterate it. And really lock Snow in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, but he doesn't know it's there. But wait, he's gonna discover it right now. I don't think he knew it was there. I think that Overlord was just, well, I mean, the Overlord was checking for bases down there. He sees it now. Is he gonna do something about that? He's already kind of focusing on this natural expansion defense, and this is a crucial defense point. If he loses that defensive point, then he is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Although actually it won't be too hard for him to reinforce sort of nearby there. In any case, Hyuk really putting the screws to this front door now. Oh, nice storms. Beautiful storms by Snow. Absolutely beautiful, epic storms. Just pools of blood. Right, you can see like just tons of blood right outside there. There was like a funnel there, and Hyuk was trying to fit into the, you know, the small end of the funnel to get into that base to demolish it, and just putting down a Psy Storm on that small part of that funnel just killed so many units. And this is what I was talking about. Now that he knows that base is here, he just goes and demolishes it. Just easy kill, and things have turned completely around. Snow has lost his 4th. He's lost the hidden base now as well. He had so much pressure on his natural expansion. He killed a lot of units, but now Snow is probably mined out in his main. He might even be near mined out in his natural as well, if we can get a shot of that at some point. Looks like he's got a couple gateways not rallied, unfortunately, which he can remedy very easily. But I hope we can get a shot of his expansions, because it's hard to see on the minimap if they're mined out or not. But basically, Snow has gone from an overwhelming economy to almost no economy. He lost actually, I guess yeah, those are the 2 most recent bases, so they had the most money in them, and he's lost them now in quick succession. So now he's forced to fall back and play a more normal strategic game, trying to defend this 4th base that he's going to try and get up again. Hyuk had gotten up a 5th base, and we saw shots of it. I didn't mention it, but Snow sent a few zealots over and just polished off the extra base. So Hyuk is in a little bit of I don't know about trouble, but he's gonna have to worry about getting a 5th base up before too long. Nice plagues going down. Gotta love those plagued Archons. Lots of zealots in play are gonna take a lot of damage from those plagues, though. He's gonna get that Defiler, but still, all of his units at half hit points basically. So nicely done there. And Psy Storms, oh nice. He's just been really clutch with these Psy Storms. Snow has been really doing well with the Psy Storms. But here's the counterattack against that 4th. He cannot afford to lose that 4th base. It's just cracklings. There's not even a Defiler there, but with no defenses, with no High Templar to just storm these cracklings, it is going to go down. I think he's going to right-click the Nexus. The Zealots are coming in to reinforce, but the Nexus is gone. It's as good as gone. When 20 Zerglings that have cracked the Adrenal Gland upgrade right-click a Nexus, there's just nothing that can really stop them fast enough, unless you've got Reavers and Templar there. And so they're going to go down. They're going to take down that Nexus. So Snow, once again, losing his next part of his economy, and Snow's strategy is just in tatters here. Now he is counterattacking the new 5th base of Hyuk, so he's going to take it out again. Hyuk just unable to get that 5th base up and running. He's tried 3 times, and Snow has shut it down 3 times, if I have the correct count there. But can he do enough with these 4 bases? Hyuk is still mining his main. He's still mining his natural. He's going to run out of money on those spots very soon, but he's got a window of a couple minutes here where his economy is still a 4-base economy. And Snow's basically on 1-base economy. So if he can kind of clinch things out now, or at least get enough stuff that he can... Oh, look, his main is actually already mined out after all. We saw it a little bit ago, and it was not. So, and look at this, Snow trying to retake that sneaky spot again on the left side of the map. Gets spotted this time, though, before it even really gets up and running. So I feel like Hyuk is definitely an advantage here. He's got the Ultralisks out now as well, which are not going to die to these storms. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep assaulting the forces of Snow. And it looks like it might be curtains for him very soon. Snow just can't quite get up the 4th base again. And you can see he's gotten up a 4th Nexus over the right side, but he just can't defend it. He can't defend these new bases. And it looks like Hyuk is going to be able to move in there and kill it off. A little bit of distraction going on. He's actually going to ignore the Nexus. And just go and make sure he goes after the units. And again, it's pretty easy to kill that Nexus. Send 1 crackling in there. It's going to polish it off in half a second. And more skirmishing going in here. But again, this is just a desperate attempt. He's actually brought the probes in. The probes are... When you are battling Ultralisks with probes, it's time to get out of the game, Snow. And we're going to see GG in just a moment here, ladies and gentlemen, because Snow is running on empty and just lost all of his probes too for no reason. Like, the probes, even after, like, sure, send the probes in, glitch out the Ultralisks, fight with the Zealots, but then the Zealots were dead. He kept fighting with the probes instead of, like, running them back away or something like that. So Snow has no probes left. Maybe he's in such a desperate place where he's like, well, I've got more probes than I have that can saturate bases. Like, I've got probes enough for 4 bases, and I've only got 1 base, and I could get a second. So I might as well throw some probes away so I clear up some supply to build some units. I don't know. Yeah, see, look, he's sending in probes with his Zealots here to fight alongside as well. What are they do? Where are they going? Snow, get out the game, Snow. It's over. There's the GG. Hyuk takes the game. I'm surprised, man. I don't even know, man, what happened there. But somehow, despite the fact that Snow had a giant economy with 5 bases and was pumping units out of like 10 or 11 gateways, I think, at some point, Hyuk was just like, I don't care, I'm a Zerg. Zergs do that better. Zergs do it better. So he just like out macroed him and just stomped down on him. And I really do feel like part of it was the lack of AoE. You know, Snow, I mentioned it at the time, but I'm going back to it again. Snow he kept making Archons for some reason. You know, Archons you need against Mutalisks, but Hyuk never went Mutalisks. And he could have, I think he could have actually gone Mutalisks and succeeded at some point earlier on in the game, but that's neither here nor there nor anywhere else. Yeah, like he didn't have a lot of storms. Like when they had their major battle, he had like 4 or 5 storms or something like that, and then and 3 Archons sitting around, and then he just didn't have the ground forces to deal with the swarm of Zerg units that were coming at him. And so he didn't have Reavers either, which is fine if you get High Templar, you know. But I feel like having the High Templar there instead, casting more Psy Storms and then morphing Archons after the fact, would have been a better thing, because Hyuk just was playing super macro game, and you know the answer to Zerg macro is AoE, and he just didn't have enough AoE in that mid game. And then after that, it was just all downhill. The one major battle where Snow was really building up, and maybe he hadn't gotten enough. Maybe he needed to build up more before he took that battle. And I don't remember if maybe that engagement was forced on him. I don't think I'm gonna probably be able to find that spot. Is this it? Oh, here it is, actually. Let's go ahead and watch this again. So this is I think the main battle that clinched the game for Hyuk. You can see he has a lot of units. He's got some lurkers too. So Snow is out on the map, and let's just kind of see if we can find out what's going on here. So he's got 2 High Templar, 3 High Templar, Had a couple storms go down. His storms were solid. His storms were really, really good. Look at those storms right on the locations where the units are swarming in. He gets a lot of damage on those lurkers at the top. They are able to dodge out, but he's still like softening up all the lurkers basically. The Psy Storms on the left, again, beautiful Psy Storm coming in there, just blanketing the area where the units are coming in. The pathing is forcing them right through that little lane, and he's storming that lane and just getting so many kills. But and that Psy Storm just hits a single lurker. But just the Psy Storms are solid. So he actually had several of them. He had 5 or 6, maybe 7 Psy Storms placed down here, and Hyuk is just like, you know what? I got too much stuff. And so I don't know, maybe a couple more Psy Storms wouldn't have even helped. But right now he's on the run. And so here's the thing. Okay, let's look at this. How many Dragoons does he have? He has like 10 Dragoons and some Zealots. So maybe I need to change my viewpoint of this, my analysis of this. Actually, maybe it wasn't the lack of AoE, maybe it was just the lack of units. Maybe he just needed to wait another 3 minutes and get 2 more rounds out of his 10 gateways. And, you know, imagine Hyuk comes in with all this stuff, and Hyuk would have more obviously as well. But if he's got another, you know, 6 Dragoons and 20 Zealots, you know, or something like that, he fares a lot better in this situation, because right now this is just a handful of Dragoons with a few Archons running for dear life and not being able to get away because they're just Dragoons. And, you know, imagine if he has more units here, Zealots and what have you. I guess he just needed more of everything. But, so I'm not a high enough level player to really understand what happened here, but it seems like he might have just gotten out of there, and Hyuk might have forced an engagement before Snow was really ready, because, you know, if we look back here, he's got, yeah, like I said, he's got 6 or 7 High Templar, a few a few Archons, and maybe a dozen Dragoons and a handful of Zealots, right? So we're thinking like this is 30, 40, 50 or 60, maybe let's say 60 or 70 supply worth of units, right? Or something like that, when maybe he needed to wait until he had 110 supply worth of units before he actually took an engagement. But it kind of gets forced on him, and he just drops these storms down, and there's just too much stuff. Too much stuff. Hyuk just had more stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with that thought, that you win games in StarCraft by having more things that kill the other things. So keep that in mind next time you hit the ladder, and you'll succeed. And yeah, I mean, we can see here that he's getting reinforcements out, and more High Templar coming in are able to do a lot of damage. But just ridiculous amounts of units coming out for Hyuk. So there's an interesting moment too, where he kills off this army, and Snow seems to be in okay shape, but Hyuk is just like, guess what, bro? I'm a Zerg. More units. More units. All right, I'm feel like I'm just kind of talking in circles now, so I'll leave it at that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and of course, you know, check out the ASL games. They're going to be pretty fun as well. Hyuk, the better player in 2010. Snow, probably the better player in 2021. But will we see a repeat of this ancient Pro League game in the ASL tomorrow? Who knows? If you don't know, by the way, you can watch it live, but I usually watch the VODs. Tastosis do English casts of the VODs afterwards. They can't do them live, so they do them afterwards. But if you find the Afrika Star League YouTube channel, they put them up in English on their normal YouTube channel. I think they have I'm actually not sure if they put the Korean and the English VODs on the same spot, but if you find the Afrika Star League, or is it the Afrika Star League, or is it the Afrika? Let's just find out here. Let's just find out right now, since we're already rambling. Afrika ASL, Afrika TV. Afrika TV Esports. There we go. This is the channel where they put all of the stuff. And they have the StarCraft 2 stuff as well, so you kind of have to like keep an eye out here. But see, here's the ASL English casts. They put ENG in the title, so you know it's one of the English casts there. So check that out. Tastos is doing an awesome job of that. So watch the Tastosis games when they come out. All right. hope you're all doing really well. Hope you all had a good, if you're in the States, you had a good long Labor Day weekend. And I hope if you're not in the States, you still had a good weekend. I hope you all had a good weekend. I don't care where you are. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Except maybe Kim Jong-il. I hope he had a bad weekend. All right. Take care.